So the volume is 50 ml. Now I know the mass, I know the volume. I'll straight away apply them in the formula of density. Mass 30 grams, volume 50 ml, or I told you, you can also write it this as centimeter cube. So answer is 3 by 5, which is 0.6 gram per centimeter cube. Now let us see that how the temperature can actually affect our density. That means we will see if the temperature is changing, is it going to affect our density? So let's take first of all the example of solids. Solids, if we talk about, generally for 20 degree up and down temperature there is hardly any change. Like over here I have written, if suppose you have taken an iron scale, your iron scale is of the same size and of the same structure when you use it in your winter season. And in winters in North India we can have temperatures ranging from 8 degrees Celsius also. Minimum can sometimes go to 5 degrees Celsius also. Whereas that same iron scale is going to work with its same size and everything when you are there in the summer season, when the temperatures reaches sometimes to 45, 46 and 47 also. So we hardly see any change in the iron scale. That means its density is not changing. So for around 20 degree temperature up and down, if I raise the temperature by 20 degree up, or if I lower the temperature by 20 degree down, there is hardly any change in this case of solids. But yes, in the case of liquids and gases, there are changes that you can easily notice. Like over here I have written the best example that you can see at your home right now is of honey. You must have seen a honey bottle when we are using it in the summertime. The honey is quite flowy. You just have to reverse the bottle little bit and the liquid or honey actually starts coming out from that bottle very easily. That means at that time when the temperature is high, the density is low. Okay, so density is low, that means the liquid is very flowy. It can easily flow here and there. That's why in the summertime the honey is very easy to take out from the bottle. Whereas in the winter's time, you must have seen that honey becomes very thick, and thick means the density is very, very high. And what about the temperature in the winters? The temperatures are very, very low. So what are we saying over here? Temperature and density, they both are actually reverse of each other. Temperature high, density low. Temperature low, density high. You can even try this at your home also. One day you keep the honey bottle out at the normal temperature, and once you want to see its thicker density, you can place that honey bottle in your refrigerator and notice the difference. Next is now that this temperature variation which we have seen just now, is it affecting our environment or things nearby us? Yes, they do affect. The first we are going to see the effect in the case of liquids. I hope you remember in the last chapter also I have told you that whenever the temperature is rising, the density is decreasing of the liquids. Okay, like if I take one more example, suppose if you are having a container and you are making tea in that. Okay, suppose let's take this a round bottom flask and you are making tea. We are heating its bottom. Okay, this was the level of water which we are having. I added some tea leaves, so obviously they are going to fall in the center of the container. But slowly we see that we are not mixing the tea. The color which will be given out by the tea leaves actually spreads on its own in the entire liquid. And you can ask your mama also in that case. We never mix the tea so that the color becomes uniform, or half of the tea will be white and half will be black. No, it's not the case. The liquid manages the temperature overall in the flask on its own. And how it is happening? See, first of all, the bottom part of the liquid will be heated first. Now once it will be heated, its density will become low. When something's density becomes low, it becomes lighter in weight, so it will rise up and the cold water will go down to occupy its space. So gradually, slowly and slowly, the entire liquid will become at the same temperature and the entire liquid will be heated. This is known as the convection current. And why it is taking place? Because with the temperature, our density changes. Now let's see in the case of gases also. Variation of density of gases with temperature. Here also the same effect is there. Whenever we are having any, let's take first of all that candle experiment. If suppose you are having a candle and it is glowing, have you ever seen, even if you place your hand a little above over the flame, still your hand can feel the warmth? And why it is that? Because the air which was there around this flame, it is getting heated up and it is reaching above. Because if the temperature is rising, because of this flame, the density is decreasing. Low density means low mass, so the gas will rise up. So your hands can feel the warm air. Similarly, warm air always rises up. For this reason only, when we are having our chimneys in the kitchen, it is always placed exactly above the gas stove. Where your gas stove is there, and when you are cooking food, the chimney is placed exactly above it, so that the hot air whichever is coming while you are cooking the food, it can be thrown out of your kitchen and the temperature of the kitchen can be controlled. Similarly, we have ventilators also. The ventilators which are always placed are always at a very good height, almost at the like near about the roof. Now those are not like your normal windows that you have to open them standing on a stool or something. Those are the ventilators and they're always open for the reason so that whatever is the warm air in the room, it can leave through those ventilators. Because when we exhale out, that air is warm and warm air rises up, and that through that ventilators, that warm air can actually leave the room and your rooms can stay well ventilated. Next is the weather formation. Weather formation is also the weather which keeps on changing every day, is actually because of the density changes. Now this weather formation, that how the sea breeze and the land breezes are formed, this we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you, students.